Wow. All right. Let's get started. Boy. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 123 Geek. There is a lot that's been going on. So let's just start with things that are exciting. That's basically everything. So I want to start with the video game industry. Right now, there's tons of stuff going on in the video game industry that's super exciting. And, well, let's start with PlayStation and Microsoft. They're currently working together on a video game service that is still kind of in the hush-hush stage. They haven't really said what exactly it is, but it is super exciting. And I'm going to be honest with you, I can't wait. It's one of those things that Sony knew that they had kind of a problem, but they didn't want to admit it. And now they've actually come to a point where they're like, okay, we know we have a problem. Let's work with Microsoft that apparently knows how to do it a lot better. And they're actually they're going to be using the Azure backbone for this new service, whatever they're going to be doing. It's supposed to not only be for the gaming community, but also some other services across the tech world. However, right now they're not really giving too much information. Some of the other great things that are going on in the video game industry right now is the Sega is releasing their Genesis Mini. The Genesis Mini, I believe it's a Genesis here and the Mega Drive elsewhere, but there are some major. At first, when I was looking at it, I was like, but I think they're going to be including about 30 games. They just released another 10 games, and I'll put it up here. And that includes the Ghosts and Goblins, Mega Man, and Street Fighter. Basically, some of the big names that we wanted, that we were hoping we would have gotten from the PlayStation Classic. But we're not even going to get into that. That's just an actual embarrassment. So, also, there is some bad, I wouldn't say bad, but kind of like, really? What were you thinking? So, Microsoft released the Xbox One S All Digital Edition with the same size hard drive, same size specs. All they did is they took out the Blu-ray player, and it's just like a what? Like, I don't understand. What's the idea behind that? Nobody was asking for that. And it's $250. I literally just bought an Xbox One S for $200 with all of the Minecraft games brand new. You can go on Amazon and get it. This is insane. It's a crazy. I honestly don't know what Microsoft is thinking on that. Craziness. It's absolutely crazy. Going back to good news about the video game industry. So I was never a fan, but there are a lot of fans out there. World of Warcraft Classic came out, and man, it blew everyone's minds. It absolutely blew everyone's minds with the amount of people. There were 200,000 people streaming, watching it actively on Twitch. They thought it was going to be this huge flop, and I really don't think so. I think there's a lot of people that wanted it that were like, well, I don't really care. I remember the old feeling, and I really want to go back to that old feeling. And so they brought it back. And people are very excited about it. Like I said, I'm not one of them. I'm not I'm not a World of Warcraft person. Never was. I'm more of a Guild Wars guy, but you can crucify me in the comments if you like. That's fine. The other thing is, oh my gosh, there's so much going on right now. It's kind of hard to say. So I like I said, I missed it. We can move on to movies. So as of yesterday, the 15th, or I'm sorry, the 16th, yesterday, they released John Wick 3. And I'm actually super excited to go see that movie. Some of the amazing things that you may not know is that Keanu Reeves actually did a lot with the Navy SEALs, with several different actual big tactics teams, and those tactics teams are actually helping him to be the best that he can in John Wick. And honestly, in my opinion, when Keanu Reeves doesn't talk, that's when he excels, and it's quite amazing. Some other news that's in the entertainment industry, we are approaching the Game of Thrones last episode of the entire series. I cannot believe it. There are people, this has been met with much criticism this last season. The writing is sloppy, it's slow, it's rushed. I mean, people are just, they're not happy with it. Me personally, I actually like the way that they went. I don't like the way that they took out Cersei. I don't like the way that Daenerys handled things. But it really, those are all opinions, and they're really, how you may feel about it. It's really completely up to you. Please leave your opinion in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Some of the other stuff. So they just announced. I'm excited actually. I haven't been excited for Star Trek in a long time. Yes, I said Star Trek. I haven't been excited for Star Trek, but they just officially announced Star Trek Picard. I don't know much about it. Stipulation says it's what takes place after Next Generation, and him, him as himself after. And I'm hoping that they're going to touch back before he became captain. I think that would be amazing. And yes, Patrick Stewart will be in the show. He's actually going to be the main character or main actor in the show. They're not going to be replacing him with somebody younger, some lookalike or anything like that. So that is something to look forward to. They haven't announced a release date for that yet, but it's exciting. There was one more thing I completely forgot in the video game industry. The last major thing that I can think of right now is they actually are showing off actual extended trailers of Final Fantasy VII. They're not calling it anything else. It's a remake. It looks amazing. I've never been a big fan. I know, again, crucify me. I've never been a fan of 7. I think that it was overrated, in my opinion. I think that 8 was much more defined, and they put more time and thought into 8. However, that doesn't make it a bad game. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But what I do want to say is that they are releasing a new one. It's exciting. I'm excited. A lot of people are excited. It is exciting. So I hope that they actually do a remake of 8, or at least remaster it, put it on to different platforms. They haven't remastered it. They did remaster 7 and 9 and 10, got an HD remastering and all that stuff. I don't know. It's up in the air. I don't know. They haven't even brought up 8 in a long time. So I don't know if that's going to be happening. Some other information in the gaming news is China. This is actually kind of an interesting one. China they really are starting to lock down video games. And the way that they're doing that is they don't want people to see blood. They don't want people to see the word kill in a video game. And they're the biggest manufacturer of technology and video games out there is Tencent. And Tenzin has actually, they've already made some changes. They do a lot of the porting, and they do a lot of stuff like that. And the porting that they actually are doing for, believe they made Bluehole, which is the developer of PUBG, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, is they were forced into renaming it the Game of Peace. And they took out blood, they took out death animations, like you die. What happens is you throw up your arms, you wave, you put all your stuff on the ground, and you're done. Like, that's it. You don't actually, there's no blood, like I said. They've removed the right to any kind of blood. Anything that might be considered blood, they've removed. So, like I said, there's major things going on out there. It's exciting. If there's any information that you guys would like to know, technology, I would love to hear it. Please let me know if there's anything specifically that you would like me to do. I really think that I'm going to be cutting these short because, one, my camera is not the best for this. Unfortunately, my camera it doesn't like to record longer videos. So I'm actually trying to jam pack a lot of information into the video that, in a shorter amount of time. It cuts off at like 12 minutes or something like that. It's crazy. But anyway, that's beside the point. I want to, once again, thank you for stopping by. I think I'm going to do shorter videos, break it down into several videos a week instead of one large one. And there is still going to be 123 Geek Bites. 123 Geek Bites is if there's big news that happens in the gaming industry, video games, movies, anything, please subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you can be notified when a new video comes out. Thank you so much for stopping by a 123 Geek. Have a fantastic week.